Good evening, Marty Braden here. It's day 4 of my journey to alignment. It's Saturday night, and so I'm doing today's video journal of today's role and how it helped me or hindered me in my journey to alignment. If you've watched my first 3 videos, you may have started to do some of the things I've talked about. And if you have and are, I know you are starting to see things, receive thoughts, or ideas that are starting to show up in the world of the physical for you, like they are for me and have been for me. It's incredible. And so this is what I talk about in my daily video entries. The power of thoughts and actions that manifest our goals into the world of the physical and why it's happening. I don't know if you're like me, but usually Saturdays are my day to sleep in. In fact, Saturday is the catch-all basket of all the things I wasn't able to get done during the week before. And so they're waiting for me in that darn basket. And so I feel exhausted before I even get up. However, because it's Saturday, I don't let the pressure of those tasks that are calling to me take away from my opportunity to sleep in. And so I have just taken my time to be lazy before I've gotten up and started to do them. At least that's the way Saturdays have been for me. On the other hand, Kathleen's a get things done kind of gal, and so she only sleeps in a little bit. She gets up at 5:30 a.m. each morning of the week, but on Saturday she sleeps into, can you believe it, 6 a.m. She tells me it's because that's when her body wakes up, and so it tells her to get up. Well, this morning she got up at 6 and did her exercises first, and then I got up at 6:30. Can you believe it? 6:30. And immediately we both started our win the day, win the morning routine together. We splashed our face with cold water. We did our fast breathing and then our slow breathing. You know, the and during that we would thank each other for who they are and for all that they did for us. Kathleen, of course, took longer time saying those things about me than I did about her. I've got to learn how to do that better. We then made our bed together and went downstairs and did the rest of the routine. It was great. Normally I become a couch potato on Saturdays. I usually spend Saturdays watching a bunch of sports or whatever, but today I did the routine with Kathleen, and then I ate my breakfast. And yep, it was the breakfast I fixed for myself. And immediately after breakfast, I went upstairs to get my list of to-dos that I prepared for the night before. I had to go out and do some errands, and so that was because I had some tasks on the list that I needed to get done that could only get done if I got the ink for the printer, for example. One of the errands was to go to Office Depot to get that ink and some other items. I knew I was going to go to the Office Depot, and so I brought my gift card that I got for Christmas and took it with me to pay for the items. When I got up to the checkout, I found out that their cash register wasn't taking my card for whatever reason. So I had to go home and get a new card and come back to the store and purchase those items. It doubled my time for this cotton-picking simple task, but I decided to try something different and see the good in the delay or distraction, and by making this one decision and not complaining about the loss of the time or all the hassle of it. That thought made me think, and the thought to practice my positive affirmations came into my mind. And so I said each one in my mind, and I then felt the need to put them into action as I went back to the same helper at that store to check out. I was kind, I was courteous, I told her to have a great day. It was great. When I got home, I spent the day doing an important thing on my list, including all the new honeydews that Kathleen had asked me to do that morning for her. And I told her yes, I would, and I did them first. That's quite a change. That's a good feeling for me, and I'm sure she was happy and felt the deposit in her bank account, the emotional bank account. Later in the day today, both of us took some time to listen to another of Croy's audios, as well as a video by Jody Moore. It was part of Jody's Be Bold video series, and then we talked about what we heard and watched. These kind of conversations are starting to be regular occurrences for us now. It's quite enjoyable. I would say they've been becoming very productive, too, in terms of how we're treating each other. In order to make our listening and viewing time better, and because we like to fast one day of the month to get the old body changed out and cleaned out and good things, we decided to go and get our lunch together and come home and eat it together while we watched Jody's video. We went to go get tacos, and Kathleen got a nice big taco salad because she's following a regimen of bright line eating right now, which she absolutely loves. It was a nice change for our lunch, and it filled us up. I don't want this to be a boring log where I say I did this and then I did that kind of journal. That's a big yawn, but I mention this only to bring out the difference in how I used to spend my time and how I'm now investing my time. These hours of the day are precious. I'm excited about the feelings I'm enjoying from all the thoughts I'm thinking that are coming into my mind. I feel real change coming, and so my daily routine is spiraling upward in feelings of happiness and joy. It's just fantastic. One of the things I didn't do so well today, though, is that I didn't remember to say, "She's home," and give Kathleen a big hug while saying it, "I love you." I didn't do it because she didn't leave for work today. It was her weekend off, and so she didn't come home from work. So I made a mental note of that fact, and I listed it on my to-dos for each Saturday list until I make it a habit and don't have to remember to do it anymore. I just do it. Another thing I didn't do well today was I didn't involve Kathleen in my failures and struggles or my successes during our end of the day success routine tonight. I shared a little, but not as much as I could have and should have. It would have made the end of my day today that much better. What I did well was to make my Saturday a really productive day. I read more than I ever do on a Saturday. I wrote down some great things that I wanted to do tomorrow to make it a great day, and I got several nagging tasks off that list of to-dos. The one thing I can do tomorrow to make it better than I was today, that'll make the most impact, is to not turn on the TV tomorrow, which is Sunday, and give that time to myself and Kathleen so we can talk about anything she wants to talk about, and so I can share some of my thoughts too that I've been having on what I want to do about them. One of the nice things about today and all that I got done was that I don't feel any regrets for today. That's a good thought. Think about that. No regrets today. There isn't anything I didn't get done that's making me feel unsuccessful. I'm doing my journal. I've already done my end of the day success routine with Kathleen, and I gave her my full attention. In other words, I was present with her. She relaxed with me and cuddled with me at my side as we watched another video of Jody Moore's together. I even took some notes that I felt I could work on moving forward. I even took the time to help Kathleen vacuum the stairs and the downstairs so she could mop the floor right after that and feel like our home was clean and inviting. She was quite happy about that. She was quite happy about that and thanked me. That certainly was investing in each other's emotional bank accounts. All in all, this was a great Saturday. I even had time to straighten out my desk and organize some papers and files so that I could have a well-managed year for the end of the year's taxes and tax preparation. Don't you love that? You got to do it. I got to do it. It's just one of those things. I still have that face in me from last year's 2019 year, but I was able to get things all sorted and ready for when I do my TurboTaxes here this month. I'm going to be able to finish them before January is done, and that's because I'm ready for it. That's a first. I usually push it off till April. And as you can see by listening to me, I'm just like most of you. Most of my days are doing details, getting organized, planning for the next day, etc., etc. But now I'm starting to do everything with a specific purpose and to prioritize these details as to their importance and urgency and not let distractions kill the goal. I don't let them control me. I control them. And that's because I list my to-dos out the night before. I then prioritize them as to their importance. And I do my affirmations each morning and night now to remind me not to let procrastination stick its stinky head in my business. And I absolutely make sure I don't let anything distract me and keep me from doing what I want to do and I need to do if I'm going to reach my goals. If I want to see my goals and dreams appear into the world of the physical, I've got to do it, and I'm doing it. One more principle I want to mention, and that's the principle that Croy Sather talks about and includes in every one of his audios. It is the principle of gratitude. Think about that. Gratitude. It's like the Chinese saying that says, after you drink the water, remember the fountain from which it came. Let's take the sources of our happiness and joy and blessings, for example. It could be God for you. It could be your spouse. It could be your job and work associates and friends. Whoever or whatever has brought you goodness and happiness and joy today should be thanked. So let's amplify our gratitude and thank them. Now I'm going to shake off any of the chaos I'm experiencing tonight as I prepare to go to bed. Do your breathing, give thanks, and give gratitude as you exhale. and exhale out resistance and stress. Gratitude in and resistance out. Gratitude in and resistance out. It's a great little routine. What I enjoy most about doing this is the fact that I really feel present right here when I'm doing it. When I give thanks and show gratitude to Kathleen, I really feel present with her. And I see how it makes her feel. It shows in her face and her eyes. If you don't have a spouse or partner, that's okay. You can still experience this with anyone. Be thankful and express gratitude to those around you and to your family and friends. You have all those, even if you're single. So you can be present with them when this happens. Another principle I've learned today with Croy is to put the one thing I have that's the greatest impact on my day tomorrow, put it into a power statement. For example, the one thing I feel I can do tomorrow that will have the greatest impact on making tomorrow a successful day for me is to focus on being present with whomever I meet or speak with. And so my power statement is going to be this. I am someone who is present. Sorry about that. I am someone who is present, and so I will be present whenever I speak with Kathleen, and whenever I'm with friends, and whenever I'm with neighbors. I will be present. Here's one more thought I learned from today's experiences. Success, or the success mind, is a muscle. It needs to be exercised. So speaking successful phrases puts thoughts into your mind and strengthens it. That's a curl, a mental curl. And all three of my minds go to work to find support materials to confirm and affirm this is in fact when I give it the assignment. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving the assignment, doing those curls of my mental mind called success mind. Getting the little things that are on my list done is being successful. Big things don't just happen all at once. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. That's an old saying, but it's so true. The same is true of big goals. They come into existence one step or one action or one habit at a time. As you get each habit going, you want to have the attitude that you got to keep doing it. Once they're set up and going, great things happen. I realize that even though I'm only seeing little steps taking place for my goals, and so I don't see them in full view, I'm seeing parts of them enter into my physical world. It's like I'm sticking my hand slowly and then my arm slowly through a portal into a new world. These big dreams are going into my world a little bit at a time, or I should say coming into my world a little bit at a time, just like my paid for home did. I didn't happen, paying my home off didn't happen overnight and just one day. I got a picture of my home. I made the decision to own it one day. I thought about it a lot and I went and bought it. I then got a job, a better job that had the potential to pay the money in excess of my bills, so I wasn't just paying my bills and staying afloat. I really pressed myself and got a job like I talked earlier on about the internet job of salary and commissions, and I worked hard on those commissions that I saved. I started saving money every month for the first time in my life that way. It got to where I had tens of thousands of dollars in my bank account after a year or two. That was an incredible thing, I have to tell you. Looking at that number, my goodness, look what's happening. Then, after a couple of years, I had the cash to buy it, and later I had enough money to pay it for outright. It was one check, paid it off, $150,000 after that. It was one bite at a time. It was possible, and it came into my physical world because I believed it was possible. So each day I look at my to-dos list of all the little tasks and details and errands and goals that I want to have happen in a whole different way now than I used to. I visualize my goals and the little to-dos as the pieces of my goals or the parts of my goals coming through that portal. And I'm seeing them coming through the portal a little bit at a time, showing up in my world. Can you see your daily to-dos tasks as part of your dreams becoming visible in your world? It is possible. I promise you, it's happening for me right now. Each day since January 1st, so it's been 4 days now, little pieces of the big goals are starting to show up and come through that portal of dreams into the world of the physical. It's happening, I tell you. It's happening and it's for real. Little teeny pieces. Can you see it? So there you go. Today was a great day for me. I loved it, and I hope to see you tomorrow evening too, after you finish your end of the day success routine. Until then, success to you. Bye.